John Galliano's talent is truly being wasted. When we look here, John Galliano is going to Zara. You know, this news is truly sad. I know that this news has been talked about. It's not new news, but I want to talk about it from my point of view and from my perspective. And that is the fact that if you were living during the time of Tesla himself, if you were living during the time of Einstein himself, would we be treating them this way? Would we be treating them this way? Would we be putting Tesla? Okay, I'm trying to get this to refocus. So, John Galliano at Zara, what kind of slap in the face is that? What kind of slap in the face with that? I mean, I know all the fashion people try to be fake happy about the news and act like it was enthusiastic, but it actually makes no sense. Why are we that amiss in this world today that we have a literal genius living in our time, in our lifetime, a literal genius, John Galliano, a literal genius. He is not a hypothetical genius, okay? He is not a hypothetical genius. Skip this. This is the current Cruise 2027 show for Christian Dior. And yes, it's cool. I think it's very interesting that it got 5.6 million views in a matter of a couple of days. Bravo, good for them. Good for them. They're getting views. But I'm sorry, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. It's cute. It's beautiful. It's cute, but let's pause this. Let's actually look at this for a second, because I'm not going to be afraid. Turn this music off. So, this show, the brand that we had a literal genius was designing for, the only available, the only living, okay, Armani, if I'm not mistaken, was another genius. He just left. He just passed on. He just left us. He was a literal genius. His work was immaculate. But we have a living genius in our midst. And I'm sorry, but John Galliano is way more of a genius than any other fashion designer I can think of right now that's alive. Because his work, skip this, irrelevant, not, no. Okay. All right. So, John Galliano's work for Christian Dior. This is in 2000 spring, summer 2003. So, let's just look a little bit. This is a little hard to see. Maybe I can turn this down. Maybe that will help. Okay. So there's that. There's something like this. So the thing with John Galliano and his Dior is that he did not just create clothes. John Galliano was not just a genius of clothes. It's not just when it comes to clothes. Look at this. I guarantee you, this man had everything to do with every detail of this show. I guarantee you, John Galliano has something to do with every aspect of what's going on. So I just want you to look a little bit more so you can really understand my point. Some of his work at Christian Dior. He has everything to do with all of that. The acting of the models, the outfits, the way they're put together, the makeup, the hair. I'm not saying that he actually did the makeup and hair, as I'm sure you know that, but I'm saying his vision is comprehensive. He's this work that he put out in, what is this? This is 1997. Paris, fall, winter, Christian Dior. So this work that he put out, it's like Mugler, like it's like the quality of his work is like Christian Dior himself. I'm sorry, like he, of course they're different. Of course they're very different. And Christian Dior was very much so more romantic in his work. But what I'm saying is that the quality of his work is there. It's genius level. It's reverential level. The set, the background, the clothes. John Galliano does not just make clothes or imagine clothes. He imagines settings. He imagines the entire ecosystem in which they live. He is a true storyteller, a fashion genius. A fashion genius. I guarantee you he had everything to do with the videography, the music, everything. All. All. The modeling, the way that they walked. This is all a part of John Galliano's strategy and natural storytelling features that he has as a designer. I'm sure he was very meticulous about the videographer that he worked with, the hairstylist, the makeup artist. I'm sure that his hands were in every part of his complete comprehensive vision that he is able to make as a fashion designer. He is able to make a vision that is so comprehensive. So, and finally, let's talk about this unforgettable experience. Unforgettable experience. I wish I knew how to turn this up. Look at this. Who else is doing that? Who else has this level of detail like John Galliano? This is an attribution to his entire show. The fact that this dude's arm is missing, I'm sorry, I don't know the artist's name, but the fact that his arm is missing is an element that we will not forget. It's all elementally adding up to the fierce fire that John Galliano was able to create just off of his artistic vision. I'm really, excuse me about this ad, trying to interrupt my flow. We're back on it. I mean, I haven't seen this in a couple of years, and I remember how I felt watching this from the beginning, from this moment. And another thing I was thinking about as I was thinking about this entire topic is the fact that so many people have to work hard in order to include inclusivity as a part of their show, as a part of their vision, as a part of the natural part of them, to integrate it into their point of view, but not John Galliano. Not John Galliano. It's natural for him. It's natural for him. Look how he includes this person who he is performing. He is not hiding the fact that he's an amputee, okay? That his arm is missing. Some people might struggle with that, shy away from that. But what I'm really saying is that John Galliano could have easily chose a more stylish looking singer and that was more complete and that didn't have this type of feature. He could have very easily chosen that, but this is a part of his entire artistic vision. And it creates something, it creates a culture around this narrative. It creates an entire narrative and it creates a culture within itself. John Galliano was not just a fashion designer, he's a culture creator. And his vision, all this, look at all this. When he designs a collection, he designs an entire world. And when he's in his true artistic vision, when he's in his true artistic creativity, when he is in his true element, John Galliano does not just create fashion, he creates worlds, comprehensive worlds with every detail attached. That is pure genius. That is pure, unadulterated genius. I don't even want to talk. Hold on. He makes sure that he's only working with people that have the same standards as he does. The film. His eye is picking these people. His creative genius is able to select and identify what is out there that is going to pierce the veil. That's his point of view. Nobody else has that. This whole story was a part of his mind. And just for the purposes of this video, so that it's shorter, I'm going to start the actual show. But it's not because it's boring. It's not because I don't want to look at it. It's of course just for the purposes of the YouTube algorithm. But literal fashion art genius. Literal fashion art genius. And look at this is the last time that we got to hear this man say something that he actually wanted to say. And honestly, to me, that's so sad because I love fashion. I love fashion. Like, it is truly, it's true. It's my, I always say that it's my first love. And to be alive at the same time as a literal fashion genius, like, I'm sorry, but this honestly makes me want to cry. Like I literally can't. I'm trying to film this video. Like, to be alive, like, do you know how privileged we are to be alive at the same time as him? Do you know how much of a privilege it was to see Michael Jordan play? Like, literal, during his time, like, during the actual time where he was the man all across the world. Do you know how much of a gift it was to be alive and to see Michael Jackson? Like, do you know? I just can't. Like, do you know how much of a gift that is? And to see this man's pure talent just squandered, it's such a shame. Like, I'm sorry, but every fashion enthusiast should be crying with me. Like, every major fashion enthusiast should be crying right along with me because we are literally alive in the time of a genius. Like, this, all of this is his idea. All of this, everything that you see is his brainchild. Like, every aspect of this show, like the lighting, the mood, the walk, all of it, the seating, I'm sure it's all his vision. That's a gift from God. Like, I'm so sorry, but we are literally alive at the time that there's a literal genius walking the earth. And he's at Zara. He's at Zara. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry for my French, but this is just beyond. This is just beyond. How is a literal genius, a literal fashion genius, John Galliano, how can this literal genius not create what he was made to create? How can this literal genius not create? And we're content with the fact that he's at Zara. We're content with the fact that he just made that, whatever that was, that went to the Met Gala. That wasn't even nothing to touch even the tip of the iceberg of his normal work. The waste of a genius. The waste of a genius. The literal waste of a genius. There's nobody else out there that is doing this level of work in fashion. And I believe that historically that remains true. Because if you compare John Galliano's gowns to other like Christian Dior himself gowns. They're beautiful up to that standard in a different way. In a different way, because he's not the same person. Maybe Christian Dior, I feel like, is definitely one of the greatest of all time. But still, catch my point, catch my drift. Even the greatest designers themselves were not putting on this level of a show. John Galliano does not just create clothes, he creates art, and he is a literal genius. And how dare we all be content with him resting over at Zara? How dare we all not throw a riot? How dare we not riot in the streets? Get this man back at Christian Dior. Get this man somewhere where he can let it out. It's truly a problem. We are wasting his genius. It is truly a problem that, well, don't try to tell him about inclusivity. He's effortless. He made it look, he didn't even make it look high fashion. He made it a part of storytelling. He made it go so seamless within his narrative that he had created. It wasn't a trial for him. It wasn't an insult. It wasn't a setback. It wasn't something he had to factor into the metrics. I guess overall, my message is just that we are literally living at the time of a genius. And I know that John Galliano says some egregious things. He says some horrible things. I know that he says some bad things. I saw the video and it's bad what he said. And I think that instead of totally firing him, it would have been a better use of everybody's time if they would have gave him a conceptual assignment of basically using his next collection to study and research these people's culture that he offended, that he said wicked things to, and to basically give an ode to them through his own creative work and learn and educate himself so he doesn't go back and make that mistake again. Then the whole world would have learned about their culture. Then the whole world would have been engaged in a rightful conversation, and Dior itself would have turned a boo-boo into a major upgrade, a cultural upgrade, an international cultural upgrade, and created a conversation that would have funneled into its own sales. But no, instead they had to fire the only our contemporary genius that we have for our generation, the luck that we have to be alive at the same time as this man. Don't waste John Galliano's genius anymore. Don't waste it anymore. John Galliano should be, in my opinion, back at Dior. That was his love. And I think that we need to foster his love because we are lucky to be alive at the same time as him. And what a slap in the face it would be for our generation, for everybody alive at this time, if they look back at the history books and read about John Galliano and what we did with him. Oh, he said some bad things, so they never forgave him and he never recuperated. Are you serious? I'm sorry, but John Galliano deserves another chance. We all need to forgive him. We all need to move past what he said and what he did and give him an opportunity to redeem himself. Because we're sleeping on a genius in our generation, and it should happen no more. Beautiful. Absolutely speechlessly gorgeous. And then some people will say, oh, well, what about the money? What about the metrics? I'm sorry, but John Galliano does not need to be treated that way. There's some designers that you can treat that way, and maybe J.W. Anderson is one of them. Maybe he And you know what? I do feel that he did a great job at Loewe, but there are some artists and some people that don't need to be treated according to metrics. And John Galliano is a true artist, and we need to take these fashion designers are being treated like they're like work animals, like horses instead of artists. They're not being treated like artists, and that's a real problem. It's truly problematic. It's so problematic. There's some people that we need to step back and respect their artistry and say, this one just needs a foundation. This one just needs a fund. This one just needs to let him create art. This one is different. This one's a culture maker. This one's a taste maker. This one is set apart. This one is different. This one should not be with everybody else because he shouldn't. We all need to look at John Galliano quite different and quite set apart because he is. He's a gift to our culture and to our time. He is a gift. He is literally a godsend gift to our time. And so, to treat him like this, when he makes this level of work when he's at rest, he makes this level of work when he's at peace, that defines culture, that mars our spirits, something that we cannot get out of our heads. Like, we'll never forget this experience that he created, and we're treating him like a disposable. How dare we, how dare they? And when they look back at this time, are we going to be the ones that are responsible for this? Are we going to be the ones that are responsible for this? John Galliano is a living genius of our time. Could you imagine taking Tesla or Elon Musk and having him work at like Ford? I mean, I'm sorry, that's not even good enough of an example of what they're doing with John Galliano. It's like taking Elon Musk and having him work at, I don't know. Having him build bikes. That's basically, wow. That's basically the equivalent of what they're doing. And we shouldn't stand for it culturally, internationally as a people. There should be protections for people like John Galliano, a living genius, who has the ability to define culture single-handedly himself. There should be cultural protections for people like him because he is a literal walking unicorn. Okay? And it would be a shame if Tesla today was literally living, if it was literally Tesla living amongst us right now and he said some bogus stuff or we sent him to go build bikes. With his brain capacity? I'm sorry. Forgive John Galliano. Free John Galliano. Okay? Free John Galliano. Free John Galliano. My friends, thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoyed this review, my opinion, my critique of what the fashion industry is doing with John Galliano. I feel like I hardly even got out how I truly feel about this. We're sleeping on a giant. He's not a sleeping giant. We're sleeping on a giant. Everybody, every fashion person who loves fashion should be writing about this because he is our intellectual property as a generation. God specifically unleashed him during this time. He aligned with the stars for our lifetime. And it's our responsibility to make sure that his voice is heard. My friends, have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for listening.